Well, speaking of that, it's interesting because last week's painting was Black Waterfall, and then this week's painting is called Mountain Waterfall, which is interesting. So we're just doing the waterfall paintings now. This one we are not going to be using a black canvas for, though, this time around. Yo, Caitlin. Morning, bro. Yeah, today, alright, I think, wait. Yeah, I think I usually turn down Mario Paint a little bit, question mark. Yeah, today was one of those days where I was a bit tired upon arising. I did stay in bed longer than intended, but it wasn't too bad this time around, actually. It was pretty good, I would say. But definitely not ideal. The rest of Justin didn't ask. Oh, okay. Oh, I have my preview going. I don't need that going. Yeah, that rabbit stare emote is a little cursed. I agree with that. Yeah, a lot of the holiday themed ones, yeah, are not that great, unfortunately. Does anyone got anything exciting going on today? Anything fun? I started working on something yesterday. New art thing. And it was originally just gonna be like, you know, not a big thing, but then I ended up making it into like a whole like scene, and I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing this now. So one of those moments of oops, it's accidentally becoming like a lot bigger than what I originally intended it to be. So not terrible, not a terrible thing. Oh yeah, Justin, I did also up the ad manager after we were talking about it the other night. More ads, yes. Just be working as usual. Are you working on that one owl that you talked about like last week, I think, at some point? I don't know if that one got finished or not. Meeting with your assistant manager for the first time in about an hour. Have you talked to them like at all? Like on like email or anything? I would assume, question mark, you probably have. Also, damn, we got no clouds in the sky in this piece. Visited your sister's new house yesterday, but she made me stay overnight because she didn't want to sleep in a big empty house all by herself. I mean, hopefully it was a vibe. God, I remember when my sister moved into this new house, this being like over 10 years ago at this point, but back then, like, you know, she moved into this house and it was like the peak of the summer. It was fucking like July. It was hot as shit and there was no air conditioning in this house. It was so fucking hot and trying to sleep was miserable. That was so terrible. God, not an experience I would want to have. I remember like one of the people that was sleeping and he had like, you know, like those like little like mini like fans that are like battery powered. Like he was like sleeping, like holding it, like pointing at his face. It was bad. It was pretty bad. Yes, but it looks like an automated message. Rip. Unrelated, my right eye randomly today is like kind of red, so that's cool. Pretty neat. 10 tweet, honestly. When you're working at McDonald's, the AC broke for a week in the middle of the summer, and it's already hot as shit back there. Like, working at McDonald's, especially in the kitchen area, like, that would definitely just be a, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go walk, like, and just stand, like, in the freezer for, like, 5 minutes real quick. Oh, really? Well, at least your manager, I guess, was a homie in that case, so that's good. If she asked me to sleep over when we were hanging out at my place, I would have been able to pack a few things, bring over. Damn. That is fair. That's like, oops, yeah, like I wish I could have brought in like some more stuff with me, but you know, such is the way. I'm trying to think right now, like if I want to play Breath of the Wild later or not. After this, we'll see. I don't know if I want to like do this or just work on other things. I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of the same at my McDonald's. Like everyone was pretty chill for the most part. Like the main workers were pretty chill, but then it was like the fucking store manager was a fucking dumb bitch that nobody liked except one other. Like there was like this one regular employee that liked her, and crazy, nobody liked that employee either. Coincidence? Your apartment in 2021 didn't have Animal Crossing? But you had to hang out there for the internet people to show up and hook up your internet. Oh, so you could play Animal Crossing. Right. And they straight up didn't come both days and you're dying of heat stroke. Not sure why that's relevant to Animal Crossing, but okay. You're working on another piece at the moment. Damn. Is the other one like unfinished still? Or are you like just like, are we balancing the workload? Like, all right, we're gonna work on this drawing for a bit. Actually, that's happening to me right now. I started like, you know, working on something, and then I've kind of like taken a break from it because now I'm working on a different thing. So sometimes it can be a vibe having like multiple things going. Sometimes one thing's a vibe, like sometimes you need a break from certain things to make, and it might end up being better at the end of the day instead of like forcing yourself to go at it harder. But that is tragic though, yeah. I'm gonna take a cold shower every few hours, that's whack. Alright, let's see. Mountain time. We're gonna go with that. Daphne. I was Triforce Heroes, Justin. I did have it up, but hopefully it was hype. I was also like, damn, these guys have been playing it for 7 hours. It was like 7 hours something for you to finish it. I was like, jeez. I didn't expect y'all to be working on that for so long. Bouncing around feels good. That's what you like to see. The connection died on the final boss, bro. That's cool. Love this. Speaking of loving this right now, I am currently AFKing in Lego Fortnite right now to get free experience. Like, huge play, remembering to do that. I would just love to know the amount of people who are actually playing that game mode like frufra versus the amount of people that just like open it in AFK to get free experience. Yo, CM. Hope you're good. Obsessed with the Mario Paint Mondays. Well, I'm glad that it's something that there are at least 5 people who like seeing it. I've been doing pretty good. I've been chilling. Big chilling, I would say. I went to Korean barbecue on Saturday with me and my dad, and that was good. You know, it wasn't on Saturday, but yeah, he took me out for birthday stuff, which is tomorrow actually, but you know, it lands on a Tuesday this year, so he was like, well, it'd be hard for me to do that throughout the week, so we could just do it on like the weekend. And I was like, yeah, that's easy. Chill with that. Yeah, the Korean barbecue was good. That Korean barbecue is very good. I've never had a not good experience there. So if anyone's ever in my area, just go to that Korean barbecue. That is really good. Thank you for that happy early birthday. You know, technically I was supposed to be born in April, actually. Fun fact of the day. I guess that's like when I was supposed to be born, but my brother had like a broken leg, and like when I was like around the time when I was like almost being born, I guess, and it was like, oops, this is causing like a lot of stress. Oops, you got born early because of that. And I'm like, oh, So that's interesting. So that's a thing that happened that I am just led to believe, because I have no reason not to believe it otherwise. You're supposed to be born in April too? Really? Damn. SGDQ? I don't know right now. I can't say for certain. I guess I would assume probably no, likely. But I guess who knows? Who knows what will actually happen? So only time will tell. Undercooked, yeah. Is that what that's what being born early is? Just being undercooked. I mean, better than being overcooked, I guess? Question mark. I don't know. I wonder how much of an effect that had on me as a person. Like just being born early. Like how much did that affect, I wonder? You forgot to submit your GDQ runs? This is tragic. Did they already close submissions? I guess I can't say I've paid attention to submission dates at all, because I think I submitted one time ever for GDQ. In like 2018, I think. I think that was the only time I've ever submitted something. Hey, Prack. Morning. We're on the day you and Arma submit Wind Waker or MM Rando. That would go hard. Which, speaking of which, Arma sent me a screenshot at like 3 AM of, I guess, like a patch notes for like the next MM Rando build. I don't know if it's out actually, I didn't look, but it's a screenshot of just them saying that they fixed it. So in MM Rando, before, if you had randomized enemies on and it spawned a Dinophos where the Iron Knuckle is supposed to be in like the Song of Storms grave in a kind of graveyard, it just like crashes the game like every single time. And I guess they made it so a Dinophos doesn't spawn there anymore, or it just can't if you have random enemies on. And I'm like, yo, that's hype, because that's really cool, like having random enemies on, and it's like, oops, okay, let's see if the game just crashes when we go here. I think if you have Song of Soaring and you warp away quick enough, I think you can warp before the game crashes, because like the Dinophos spawns and then like it plays for like 1 or 2 seconds and then the game just crashes outright, which is really weird. So I think you could avoid the crash, but I still swear to God, I swear there was like a build a few months back where it said they fixed that from happening. But apparently not. But apparently it's good. Or will be good in the next build, whatever. Oh boy, 3 AM. Yep. You're damn fucking. I don't know. Do I make my stream tomorrow, like, if I stream tomorrow, like, birthday stream, will start stream at 1,000 subs? Imagine that. You need a twerking emoji. Damn, Praxy twerk. Imagine that. Anybody here twerking right now? Other than Prac? Just like perchance. Daphne. Speaking of Daphne, I'm gonna actually tag him right now. Cause like two weekends ago, Morpheus was supposed to do a Wind Waker rando with us, but then he just like never did. I think Arma said because um they're pretty sure that like we were gonna do it like the weekend Toriyama passed, so it's like, well, that kind of like threw like a hitch in our plans a little bit. An animated twerk emote. Do you think that's Twitch legal? Like, okay, well, it's probably Twitch legal if you make it like some girl twerking. Like, as long as it's like some girl twerking, it's like 99% chance they won't care. Right, Justin? Yeah, it was a definite Justin already left. Rip, he's like, alright guys, I'm a Twitch partner by the way, and I got my stream watch streak. I don't need to be here anymore. Justin, probably. 2024. Yeah, I'm kind of cooking with this painting right now, though. Y'all see this shit? Squidward's house? Like, god damn. I'm still trying to decide if well, I guess we'll see the vibe when we get to the end. If I'm trying to play Breath of the Wild like after this or not. Okay, we're getting a little low on space. I need to make sure we have room for the waterfall still. I don't want to go like too ham. See, that's the thing, like with the horizontal canvases, aka like the usual, like the more typical Bob Ross canvases that he uses with like this kind, they're taller than the Mario Paint canvas, so it's like the width is fine, but then it's like I have less vertical space to work with typically, so it's like I have to kind of like cramp some things in or like omit things sometimes. Any artists? Well, at Owl. But I think we should be good. It's good, by the way. Wait, what? I don't know, it's got a comment saying any artists. I'm like, well, at Owl. Also, Yo Morpheus, the person who I definitely wasn't just typing to in Discord. Also, I didn't realize you had Sunday and Monday off, Morpheus. That's chill. That's chill. Anything exciting happening right now? I actually might throw in like a little bit of this. Just a little bit of like spice, you know? Okay, let's... This MM practice kind of exciting. As long as it's Postman practice, then yes. The most exciting thing you could practice, Postman. Okay, yeah, this is fine, yeah. Okay, yeah, we do have enough space for everything. Just a little bit off the bottom is gonna be cut off, but that's fine. But yeah, the hype thing about being at the Korean barbecue on the weekend is that they didn't like even verify, but my dad was like, oh yeah, like we're here for my son's birthday or whatever, and she was like, oh cool, I'll bring you like a slice of cheesecake. And she didn't like verify for it or anything. Like she just like brought it out, I guess because it's probably not very common. People are like, oh, we're gonna say it's this guy's birthday. Did you get a free cheesecake slice even though it isn't? And they 100% already have that shit like pre-made already, 100%. I don't know. The waitress we had, she was really chill. So shout outs to that. I mean, the waiters and waitresses at that Korean barbecue, they're always like really chill. There was one like when I lived in that city where the Korean barbecue is at. Whenever like we would go there back then, we would always get this same waiter. I don't think he works there anymore, or I just never see him anymore. But like that guy was super chill, and like you know we'd go there and be like, yo, it's our guy. It's our fucking dude. So shoutouts to whatever that guy's name was. I feel like if I saw him, I think I would recognize him. I remember he was tall. I remember that. Oh my god, ad break. Oh my god, it's 08 Suev from Yo Odanum. Some restaurants just don't really care to check. I remember having a performance, even though it was a few days past my birthday, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it like definitely varies between restaurants, and like that Korean barbecue, they definitely make a ton of money. Like they're always like busy and like packed and shit, so they're definitely not struggling or anything. Like they're doing fine. That's for sure. You're reworking an older drawing, but your pinky joints hurt and you can't stop death gripping the pen. That is a classic. Just yeah, having to just going too hard with the grip. Understandable mood. Yeah, that's definitely an unfortunate thing. Potentially in that case, could be better to just like take a break from it and just rest for a bit. Yeah, I guess I've like hardly ever been to restaurants for people's birthdays. Like it's not a common thing, I feel like, for me. Where it's like, oh shit, we're going to this restaurant for this person's birthday. Oh, and like, you know, we're telling them like, oh yeah, it's this guy's birthday, do fun thing for them. Not super common we do stuff like that. Okay, this Bob Ross painting right now is coming together pretty well, actually. Rare footage of me saying that, but this one's turning out well right now. Your sister's partner will literally go out of the way to make sure birthdays have a thing at restaurants. It's like, oh, we can't go to that restaurant. They don't have like a special birthday thingy. They don't have any birthday fun things they do. I mean, I guess why not? I guess abuse that. Like, why not make use of like them giving you a free thing? I guess. Especially at most restaurants, like it's not gonna like hurt them or anything if you're getting a free thing. Yo, Ebo. Bunger Lord. Ebo in his primary friend waiting room. Damn, the sombreros. That goes hard. You just started? Well, sometimes it's better just to take the break and not hurt yourself. But meanwhile, me, sometimes when I'm drawing, I'm just like, alright, I'm gonna like force myself to keep going until I finish X part of this drawing. And it's like, oops, like I'm really fucking hungry and I want to eat food, but I want to finish like this part still. Let's just like fill this in. I got something you can abuse right here, Ebo. What? Yours is caramel trays. What? I've never heard of this before. Huh. Turkish style. Layer cake. So it's a sponge cake, apparently. Huh. Seems like it's good. I don't know what my like favorite dessert is. Outright. That's a tough question. I don't know. I feel like in desserts, the kind of desserts I like usually are ones that aren't too sweet. Like, I'm not trying to have like a dessert and it's like, oops, my like you ever have like, something so sweet and like your jaw like right here in the corners like starts hurting? That's the kind of feeling I don't like. I don't want to be experiencing that. I mean, the cheesecake I had at the Korean barbecue was good. It was vanilla cinnamon, apparently. Damn right you'd pick the cake. Tiramisu's your top favorite? I'm pretty sure that's Skittles' favorite also, if I remember correctly. It's either tiramisu or I just know Skittle likes tiramisu a lot. But I'm pretty sure it is tiramisu. When I think about tiramisu, I think about Max. Because I just remember like he posted in Discord like a couple of years ago that he like baked like a whole like tiramisu cake, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like that's what my mind always goes to. Also, Prac, when I was at the Korean barbecue, I didn't get any custard buns while I was there. Like the first time probably ever I've been and didn't get custard buns. But you know, they gave me the cheesecake, so I was like, all right, you know, I don't need to have like a bunch of ice cream and custard buns and this cake also. So I think I was content with just, you know, not doing that. Used to steal it from Walmart and eat it. Honestly valid. Fuck Walmart. It's okay, that won't affect them in any way. Meanwhile, Walmart probably wasting like hundreds of thousands worth of food like every day from like, oops, there's this perfectly good food we could be like selling or donating. Oops. Nope, we're throwing it out instead. Yeah, catch me never feeling bad for big corporations losing money. At least if it's like Walmart or Amazon, like, y'all make so much money, like, anything like that just doesn't affect you at all. I don't know, just the most fucked up thing about stuff, not to get too deep into it, but just, you know, people in here have probably heard about it, like Walmart and other places like throwing out like just perfectly good food, and it's like I've heard of like some people, it's like, oh yeah, this person got fired because they tried like donating like these like bagels or whatever to people or something. Or it's like, yep, we're gonna like pour like laundry detergent all over this food, so like if anybody tries to like eat it, like it'll just be like poisoned, you know? It's like really fucked up. It is with great enthusiasm that I am to award you the primary friend degree. Please accept it at your earliest convenience. This is bait. Cloud says I can't become a primary friend until we watch Jujutsu Kaisen, apparently. That's the prerequisite I have to fulfill, apparently, to be a primary friend. Okay, we're gonna use the Mario brush. Mario brush. I love the sound this brush makes. It's just such a good sound. Just get some, like, you know, some background fill going. Hunter x Hunter wasn't enough. Unfortunately not, I guess. We have a waiver for that. Oh yeah. Your primary friends with a Twitch partner feels good. Feels really good. Being primary friends with a Twitch partner. We automatically outrank Ebo. That's true. Oh, also unrelated, I saw like these threads on Twitter last night. Like it was about Fairly Odd Parents, and like it was talking about like the different endings, like I guess different like canonical endings in the timeline for that show, and like there was one where they were like, oh yeah, there's the one where Timmy dies and gets reincarnated as a fairy, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? One, like, just what? Like, excuse me. It was some like CG animation, so like I don't know like what the fuck that's about. I have no idea. I've never heard of that before. But I was just like, what the hell am I looking at? Your mother got back to me. I lied. Apparently I was due to be born on March 15th, so you're actually an overcooked baby. Unlucky. Overcooked feels bad. A little dried out. Unlucky. Is there anything they won't take from me, right? Oh, the bad news though, well, it starts as bad news, but then it becomes like pretty alright. Because when we were at the Korean barbecue, they sat us down next to like this like family with their children. And I'm like, ugh. But thankfully they weren't like annoying. And then they left like halfway through and I'm like, thank fuck. Got good RNG. They also like when we like first got there, they were like, oh, like give us like a, you know, like a minute or whatever. Like they told us to sit down at the bar, I guess, while like we were waiting like for a table or something. And like we went over to the bar and we were there for I think 10 seconds. And then they were like, all right, never mind, actually we have a table for you. And it's like, oh, well. You saw one of a secret wish. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that one too. Huh. But yeah, it's just like, yep. Yeah, unfortunately, Fairly Odd Parents is a show that just seemingly got worse and worse and worse and worse as it went on. Because for some reason they were like, okay, we need to for some reason like have this dog. Well, first they had like Poof, little baby fairy. They're like, all right, we need to have this baby fairy for some reason. Okay, now we need to have this dog for some reason. Okay, now we need to have like this girl for some reason as like a main character. And then it's like they like got rid of them or something, or they didn't. I don't know. It's like at that point, just make a different show. Just make it like, just end it. Make a new show at this point, because clearly like this is just becoming like something different at this point. Like it'd be like if, you know, classic new SpongeBob is bad, blah 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 blah. Like it'd be like if at a point in time they're like, okay, we got SpongeBob like a new pet. Okay, now SpongeBob has like a new roommate also that's permanently with them. Okay, they also have another pet now. Yeah, and they changed the animation to Flash, yeah. Very weird. SpongeBob got a roommate. Damn, Justin's saying that like you're the teacher. No, Brack, he didn't. Yeah, definitely tragic though, just like watching a show like just become like garbage over time. I'll always recommend this to people, as you know, as a modern anime that I actually watched. Odd Taxi being a 13 episode series, and that was it. It just like ended after 13 episodes. It wasn't like, oh shit, this got popular, let's make it like into like a full-on thing. So the story is really interesting in that anime. It's more interesting, I think, watching it for the first time. Like, I watched it like by myself for the first time around, and then I watched it with like Skittle and Arma. So it's like watching the show after already knowing, like, you know, everything that happens. It's like, it's really interesting because the writing like is really smart. How they wrote the show, they did a good job with the writing. Because it's like, oh, that is like that because of this thing you learn in like the last episode or whatever. So it makes it really unique for a second watch through. Just knowing how things play out. Really cool. The downfall of Fairly Odd Parents needs to be studied. I'll never forget how badly The Walking Dead fell off. I felt like everyone was watching that, then it got so bad. Yeah, that show was really hyped up, like when it was new, like the first like season or 2 or 3 something. Like it felt like I constantly heard people talk about it, and then like I wasn't super into it. I wasn't into like that kind of thing. But the zombie stuff is not really for me. Not really my vibe. I don't know, I think it's a bit too like creepy for me, I guess. But I also just don't really care for it. You know, I was randomly thinking about this the other night, and by the other night, I think I mean last night when I was like sleeping. Maybe it was in my dream, I actually don't remember, but I was thinking about like how I don't know if it's just me on this, but like I never cared like for like the whole theme of like the old Wild West or whatever, like Western stuff like that in media. Like, is that just like a boomer thing? Because like I think about like Back to the Future. I was thinking about that in my head of how like, you know, like the first two. I remember I watched the first two Back to the Futures and I liked them both, but then the third one it's like all like Western themed, and I was like, eh. I just like am not interested in this. Like, am I alone in the? I don't know. It's just like it doesn't got the juice. It's not very juicy. Oops, that's the wrong brush. Coincidentally, I also remember not playing Western Land that much in Mario Party 2. Shout out to Spaceland. But yeah, I wonder what it would be like seeing Fairly Odd Parents now, because it's like, you know, I remember watching that a lot back in the day, and it was pretty hype. But that would also mean watching the whole thing, so rip. Can get behind the aesthetic, but it can get old quick. That's fair. That is fair. Valid even. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely set themselves up like for an ending a few times in that show in Fairly Odd Parents, and then it's just like, yep, it's just going still. Oops. Like, I remember, like, a few years ago, and by a few years, I mean many years ago at this point, but I went and, like, I looked up, like, a whole list of, like, all the title card, like, illustrations, like, you know, at the start of Fairly Odd Parents episodes, and I remember, like, just looking at all of them, and I was like, yep, I recognize, like, all of these up until, like, a certain point after I, you know, stopped watching it, I guess. But it was like, damn, yeah, I remember all these title cards. I've seen a few different pirates and ninjas, but I don't know how you can differentiate cowboys into different things. Right, Skittle? Yeah, I don't know, though. I guess just the theme of the Wild West doesn't super appeal to me that much, I guess. You know, that's like, I remember, like, when Game of Thrones was being made still, and, you know, everyone was talking about that show, and everyone was, like, hyping it up, and then it's like, they had, like, the most, like, garbage ending ever, apparently. And, like, everybody hated that. Truly unlucky. Different taste, but space sci-fi stuff is boring to me. I've never seen them, so I guess it means like you're not into like Star Wars, Star Trek sort of things. I've never really seen them. I guess at Gommel like last year or 2 years ago. I think it was last year we went, right? Ow. We watched like 20 minutes of one of the Star Wars films in the hotel room. But they're making like a new Fairly Odd Parents now, which is a thing. So I wonder if that'll be good. Like, I remember like there was like a thing on Twitter where like the whole like first episode of it like leaked. I haven't heard anything about it since that though, so I have like no idea what the juice is there. Funny enough, Star Fox did it right. Star Fox does go pretty hard. This is where Morpheus starts typing again. New good Star Fox, please, Copium. AKA don't make it. You know, it's so fucking tragic that Star Fox is set up in a way where it could have like a pretty hype like series of story events going on in the games, but they just kind of like have never really capitalized on it, I feel like. Like, it definitely sucks, because there's, like, you know, parts in Zero that are good. It just sucks that the whole thing that makes a game fun is that the controls are not very fun to use. Or, you know, it's less even that. It's more so the fact that the controls is that you don't have an option to not use it. It's like, yep, you have to play how they set it up. Like, you can't play with like a normal control scheme, you know, like the previous games, the ones that people liked it for. You know, like if you want to have like your fun and like unique control scheme and all that, like sure, but like have like at least an option there, right? Like literally, if they released a patch that just added in like an option to use like traditional controls, would have fixed like a big problem with that game. Like that would have fixed a huge problem people have like with that game. Like, you want to hear something wild? Like, in the first Pokken game on the Wii U, to play, like, offline local multiplayer in 60 FPS, you had to have two setups. You had to have two Wii U's, you know, two TVs, and you had to have an Ethernet adapter for both Wii U's and an Ethernet cable to link them together, and that was the only way you could play that game offline multiplayer in 60 FPS, which is like, like how'd you guys fuck that part up so bad? Which they fixed that in the Switch version, which I don't think the Switch version is all that amazing or anything, but it's like at least they addressed that problem, because like I don't know what they were thinking with that one. Yeah, I vividly remember playing through Star Fox Zero, and it's like, oops, I'm flying, I'm looking at the gamepad, like trying to aim at shit, but then it's like, oops, the whole time I'm flying into a wall, like taking a bunch of damage because like I'm like looking down at the gamepad. I remember my wrists getting so sore playing that game because, you know, you had to aim by using the gyro on the gamepad. It's also whack because allegedly Star Fox 64 3D was originally going to be like an original Star Fox game, but I don't remember why, but there was like a point where it was like, nope, we're going to make this just a remake of 64 instead. The whole timeline of Star Fox games is fucked up because it's like, you know, we have the original Super Nintendo Star Fox. And then they made two, and then that game didn't come out until like 20-something years later because it's like, oops, we made this game on the Super Nintendo. Oops, the 64 is about to come out in like a year or less than that. Let's just like not release this game and instead make Star Fox 64, which like, okay, you know, sure, I guess. But 64 is like basically the first game, but like way better. It's just like the same, I guess, idea of the first game, I guess, like story-wise, is my understanding. And then they remade 64 on the 3DS, and then they made Zero, which is like a reimagining of 64. So it's like, how many times are we gonna like go back to the same game idea? Like, it's just wild to me. Just do something different. Like, imagine if we had like 5 different versions of Mario 64, where it's like, all right, we took Mario 64 and we like reimagined it. Like, yep, we're in Peach's castle, but it's like a little different or whatever. Now, if it was all new stuff or like okay, well, if it was like a sequel in a way or something. Adventures in Assault. I've always heard people say Assault is actually good. I've never played Assault, so I can't comment. I think some of the designs in Assault are kind of weird, in my opinion. I think Falco's design in Assault's kind of eh. I think Fox is alright in Assault. Just visual design-wise. I actually do like that in Star Fox Zero, they included like the chicken walker suit that was from Star Fox 2. I actually thought that was pretty neat, because you could, I'm pretty sure you could just transform into it anytime you wanted. Like, it wasn't just like, you can only use it in these specific scenarios. Like, I'm pretty sure you could basically just switch between the forms, like, whenever you wanted, which I thought was cool. I like that idea. Actually, when I was at Skittles' place, I played through Star Fox 2 on like the Switch Online, which Star Fox 2 on the Switch Online, like the like SNES Switch Online stuff, it had so much input delay. I was like, what is happening? I was like, why is there so much input delay? Like, what's going on here? And it's just like something with that game. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like something with like trying to emulate like the Super Effects chip maybe. But I was just like, why are my inputs like a full second delayed? Like, it's not the TV, because playing Mario Wonder was no problem. Yo, Aaron, good morning. Give Assault its credit, it was good, just very undercooked ideas with the in-person movement and gunplay. Oh, like the on-foot missions. At least it's by default better than the 64, because in Star Fox 64, you can unlock like a special like on-foot multiplayer mode, which I'll be honest, the multiplayer in 64 is pretty garbage. I think it's just like a novelty that it exists in the first place, that there's multiplayer in that game. The on-foot multiplayer in 64 is pretty garbage. It's very like it feels like they made it in like one day. It's very weird, but it's, you know, it's what it is. But at least it wasn't shoved in your face in the main game. That would have been unlucky if the multiplayer on foot in 64 was how it is, and they were like, yep, we're gonna force like missions like this on you that are bad. How are we today, Aaron? Got something to shove in your face? Poggies? Hey, yo. Making Aquas not so fucking dark. It probably also lags less, because Aquas is laggy as fuck on the original. It is crazy how laggy that stage is on 64. Good, you? Not so bad. I was really tired when I woke up today. I was so fucking tired. Definitely got out of bed later than I wanted to, but it wasn't too bad today, so that's good. I know there were also, like, originally in 64, there were supposed to be more stages that used the Blue Marine. But then, like, that just didn't happen. Which, you know, same thing with, like, Wind Waker HD and Star Fox 64 3D. Because, like, you know, in Wind Waker, they had a bunch of unused ideas and, like, a bunch of cut dungeons and shit. And even though they've said, oh, we've already used those ideas in other Zelda games, it's like, well, you could definitely make more ideas. And the fact that you had unique ideas to Wind Waker that you didn't use yet at this point, or just never use, it's like, why not, like, add that stuff to the game? Same with 64. I know there were supposed to be more levels in Star Fox 64 originally, so when they made 3D, I'm pretty sure they didn't add more levels. I'm pretty certain they didn't, so why not add more levels? Because, like, I'm pretty sure they didn't have more levels in the original game because of 64, because it's like, oh, time restraints. But, like, you know, why not do that? Like, you have an option, like, you have the opportunity to make the game again. Why not make it more like what you wanted to originally? Or, like, add, like, you know, more stuff to it? So it also feels like worthwhile getting instead of just like, oops, it's. I actually don't know how well Star Fox 64 3D sold. What are we thinking for dinner tonight? I still have leftover Osmos from Friday. So I guess I'm gonna like have that later tonight, probably. I don't know. I can't believe in Wind Waker though that they like didn't do that for HD. Like it just feels like such a huge missed opportunity to do that because they had 2 cut dungeons in Hyrule. There was supposed to be 2 dungeons in Hyrule that never got made. I'm pretty sure allegedly Ghost Ship was supposed to be a dungeon, which they didn't. I'm pretty sure make a Ghost Ship dungeon in Spirit Tracks or Phantom Hourglass, whichever one has that. It's like, okay, like, you know, but they could have made dungeons in Hyrule. They could have also made something happen in Hyrule because it's such a tease that you go down to Hyrule and it's like, yep, you basically just walk through this pathway and then you go inside Ganon's tower and that's it. Just like, bruh. Like, I know they could have thought of stuff. They could have thought of things. It's like, you want to hear something more tragic? Is that allegedly after Twilight Princess, like the team who like worked on Twilight Princess was gonna make like a Twilight Princess 2. Like they had like ideas for it and everything. And the team like, you know, was thinking of stuff for it allegedly and making stuff for it. And I guess they started working on it, but then like Miyamoto was like, oh no, we're not doing that, and made them make Link's crossbow training instead. And it's like, bruh. It's like, bruh. At least we're at the point with like Nintendo where I'm pretty sure like they're kind of like not in that mindset anymore of like, oh shit, everything has to be gimmicky. Which is good. You're gonna try something new, chicken souvlaki from a Greek restaurant. That'll probably be good. Something I'll always be surprised by in Mario Odyssey is how they don't like let you remap your controls at all in that game. Like the only way you can dive in that game is by doing a like, I think it's like a ground pound and then you throw Cappy, I'm pretty sure is how you do a dive in that game. But it's like on like, you know, the controller, the 4 face buttons, 2 of them are both jump and 2 of them are both Cappy. I'm like, why couldn't one of these be mapped to dive, you know? Or like give the option to remap it, you know? I think any modern game that comes out that doesn't let you remap your controls is kind of wild. I'm gonna try it, and you got a coupon for half off. Yo, huge. Is it outright just like a half off coupon, or is it like half off if you spend $5,000 and you get delivery? Like, the amount of times I am, like, I've been getting notifications from Uber Eats. Actually, I have an Uber Eats notification. Okay, it's not that one, but I've been getting Uber Eats notifications for like a minute now that are all like, oh yeah, last chance to save like $15 or $20, whatever it is. And it's like, you have to like have your subtotal before tax and fees and all that be $40, and you have to get it delivered. And I'm like, bruh, like, this shit's gonna be so expensive. Like, I ain't using your service for this. I don't know. I remember years ago on Uber Eats, they used to just like outright give out like, oh yeah, here's just like a like 50% off orders that are like $30 or more or something. Like, they used to give those out pretty often. Half off orders, $15 or more. Feels good. Yeah, PC games that don't let you rebind is crazy. I agree. Like, I remember when I played Tunic a few years back. That game, like, at least at the time, I don't know if they patched it maybe, but I remember like you just couldn't rebind it, and I was like, oh, okay. That's cool, I guess. Because I'm pretty sure I wanted to set it up to play with my GameCube controller, because if I can play a game with GameCube controller on computer, I probably will, because it's just the controller I'm comfortable with. But that game wouldn't let you rebind anything, so I was like, alright, I guess I'll pull out this Xbox 360 controller I haven't used in like years. Games use E to interact instead of F. Oh, like Fortnite. Because F is your pickaxe by default, but at least you can remap your controls in that game. Of all the dumb shit Fortnite does, at least you can remap your controls in that game. So I'll give them that. But at least if you have the option in your video game to remap the controls, it's like you can't really complain at that point. Like, sometimes you might think like, why the fuck did they make this the default button instead of like making it that, you know? There's like 7 uses for E, and it's all interacting with different things. I guess I've never had that issue with Fortnite specifically. I don't think I have anything that's mapped differently in Fortnite. I think the only thing I mapped differently was when augments were a thing, because for some reason the default augment key was 7. I'm like, why the fuck is it 7? Like, that's just such a random key. Because, you know, like F1, 2, 3, 4 are like, or F1 through 5, I think, like, are all like your, yeah, those like are your default like bindings for like your items and shit. But like, why 7? You rewrapped augments to E. I think I did mine on G, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure Arma set it to G, and I was like, huh, that seems way better than 7. Is lethal E or F? I'm pretty sure it's E, right? To like open doors and shit? Pretty sure it's E. By default, at least. your pickaxe is an extra mouse button and your other extra mouse button is enemy ping. I do think pinging with middle mouse click is pretty good. I've just kept that the default. It definitely, like, at least for me, it feels like fine. But the mouse button seems like that'd be good too. It is hype though that in, I think it was like the start of like the last season at some point, or like in this season at some point, but they eventually fixed the whole thing. Like when you have like pings, like when people are pinging, like, oh, there's an enemy there, there's whatever over there. Like when you would scope in, you would just still see all the pings, and I'm like, bruh, I can't see like what I'm trying to fucking aim at because there's all these pings in the way. And they finally fixed that in like a whatever patch recently-ish. And it's like, God, this is such a good fix. Because it just should have been a thing. For like way longer. You know, really weird thing with that game is I remember this lasted for, I swear, like probably like a week at most. They had it so like when you were like you know, in game and it's like, oh, we're dead, ready up for a new match. Like they had it so there was an option to like switch your skin without going back to the lobby, and they just like had it for like maybe a week and then they just got rid of it, and like I don't think they ever said anything about it. See, that's the thing. Fortnite is garbage with their patch notes because they either just like don't post patch notes, or it's like they'll post patch notes and then they just like don't mention everything they fixed, and it's just like, what? Like they say, like they list some changes but not all of it, and I'm like, why not? Like, why aren't you listing all the changes? It's the same shit with Nintendo back in Smash 4 when they wouldn't post actual patch notes. It would just be like, we have adjusted fighters to improve the gameplay experience. And then like people in the community would like figure out the actual like what the fuck they changed and post real patch notes. Which is weird because allegedly Nintendo was posting real patch notes for like Splatoon 1 at that time. So it's like, okay, you're doing this for Splatoon, but why not for Smash? Like that doesn't make any sense. Fortnite is garbage. I mean, it kind of is, in ways. Like I don't know, it sucks that it's like fun, but there's just things that like just don't work right. It's so weird. Like I think it's so whack that they had the grapple blade for a whole season and it was just buggy AF, and they never fixed it, and now it's just gone. I'm like, okay, like that's cool. I don't know. Like that's just the most whack thing. I can't believe how buggy that game is from a company that's like I don't know how rich Epic is, but they gotta be like a multi-billion-dollar company, right? Yo, an ad break though, huge, honestly. I don't know, it's so bizarre, very bizarre. You regret buying the Battle Pass this season? Why is that? Even if you don't play, you can just AFK in Lego and probably get enough levels to finish the whole thing. So shoutouts to that, unless they eventually patch out AFKing in Lego, which honestly I wouldn't be surprised if they do. You don't ever play, so what's the point? It's not like, get you, Evo, now you gotta play. Damn. Okay, I think I'm done with this. I think I'm good to say this is done, honestly. Middle of the ad break. An hour 25, damn. Wait, what the hell? I never had my chat overlay on this whole time. I definitely clicked the thing. Well, there you go. There's a chat overlay, in case anyone wanted to see that now. I definitely clicked the eyeball to turn it on at one point.